Alright, good afternoon everybody. My name is Amita and in next 45 minutes I'm trying to actually speak to all of you about AdWords. People who have attended the AdWords one-on-one session would know the power of AdWords. What I'm going to talk to you about is how to actually use that power. It's going to be a more hands-on session, and feel free to ask any questions whenever you have a problem, or you have an experience, or you have a real-time problem that you're seeking a solution to. Okay? All right. So some of the important elements that I'm going to cover today are identifying your audience when you're trying to use AdWords, writing a good ad, get your landing page right. That's a very important element that we all have to make sure, because your AdWords is actually helping your audience to come to your website. However, it's really important that your website is really nice and user-friendly and has what you want the users to take an action on, because that's the real space where you will get the goal accomplished that you want the users to do on your website. Use insights for search. That's a very powerful tool. We'll see how exactly you can use it. And use the opportunities tab in the account. So people who already have AdWords account would know that there's an opportunities tab, and I'll just show you in the real live account how exactly we can pick up opportunities from that tab. And also we will see how we can use very powerful AdWords reporting, which is the search reporting, to optimize our accounts. So as people who already have AdWords account would know that it's not like a one-time process. You have to keep optimize your account over time, and these reporting tools will help you build on your account and improve the performance on your account and get more out of the account. All right? Okay. Now I'm sure you guys must have heard about the zero moment of truth. Have you? Okay, so basically originally the theory was that stimulus is when a user or your audience actually looks at your ad. First moment of truth is when they actually purchase your product, and second moment of truth is when they have an experience with your product. Okay, so what Google has introduced in this theory, in these three moments, is a fourth moment, which is the zero moment of truth. So what we're trying to say is that between the stimulus and when the user actually purchases your product, whether it's online or offline, there is a zero moment when they're actually trying to understand your product more. So between they actually have seen your ad and they're buying your product, they want to understand your product more. And how do they do this in this age? They actually use search engines. So basically search engine is a very important interrupter in this process, because there is a high possibility when the user actually looks at your ad, but between that time when they go online and search for a product, they don't find it, or they find, say, negative reviews about it, or they don't see your presence, they don't believe in your brand anymore, and then they don't actually buy the product. So your first moment of truth actually doesn't happen, because this interrupter has actually disturbed the whole chain. Similarly, videos have become a very strong interrupters. Everybody has their presence, their ads, their commercials on YouTube. People search for your product, search for your services on YouTube, and try to see how they can actually utilize or how useful your products are. And not to forget to mention the social networks. So if my friend is using a product, actually I will be little influenced to use it. If my friends dislike the product, I will be slightly influenced to not like the product or not make the purchase. So what's very important is to actually capitalize a zero moment of truth by all three mediums. So you need to be there on search, you need to be there on YouTube, and also on the social networks. Now let's talk about search. How you can actually target the zero moment of truth. Any ideas? So you can actually modify your keywords around that. You can actually use keywords like reviews or new launch, these are the kind of things that people will be searching for when they first time see your ad. So you have to be there on search on all the most important keywords to actually make sure that the user actually continues to consider you before they make the purchase. And obviously, if you're able to build that brand or keep the user more informed about your brand, they will eventually end up buying your product. The second way of identifying your audience for search would be to actually see what part of the buying cycle you're trying to target. So you could be someone who would probably be just interested in people who have decided what they want to buy. You could be someone who is just interested in people who are just openly considering stuff. So what if you have a review blog? In that case, you just want people who are just considering or doing research. You want that kind of audience to come to your website. Now, you could be someone who want all the buying cycle phases people to come to your website. So you have to decide your business strategy based on what buying phase you're trying to target. And again, for search, basically the fuel is the keywords. So you need to supply all the possible keywords to make sure that you are actually targeting the right audience. So for example, let's say I want to target the unaware or recognition phase, the audience which is in these phases. So I'm going to probably again use my say brand terms, because maybe these guys are not aware of my brand. I will use my brand terms, or I even will go very generic. So I'll give you an example. So let's say I'm selling LCDs. So I'll probably, and I'm Samsung, okay? So I'll probably use Samsung LCDs or LEDs, LCDs, very generic keywords, because these are the people. Okay, yeah, okay. And do we need to shut the door? Because, okay, sorry about that. So let's say I'm LCD, Samsung LCD. So if I'm trying to capture people in unaware and recognition phase, I'll focus more on my brand terms. I'll focus more on very generic terms. And to continue the same example, let's say I'm targeting people who are in their actually action or decision phase. I'll probably go down to the model numbers, because they've pretty much selected the TV, they've pretty much selected the brands, so they are still looking for Samsung. So maybe I'll start targeting through model numbers, through specifications. So let's say if I have 3D LED, I'll probably start using 3D in my keywords and maybe more specific model numbers. And that is how I have to define my strategy. I could use different ad groups, different campaigns to club these different keywords together to see which phase is working better for me, as a marketer. Anybody has any questions on this? Yeah.
I think the keyword has to be part of your content. Why is that condition there?
You mean
on your website, there's content, right? Now the keywords that you choose, the app insists that the keyword should appear in the content.
So it's not that the keyword has to appear in the content, the keyword has to be related and relevant to the content.
Yeah, it's related and relevant, but it may not appear
so that's
with the same spelling.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that's permitted in search. It has to be absolutely related and relevant, and the reason for this is, if let's say you're using travel agents as your keyword and you're actually selling TVs, when people will look at your ad, they might not even click it. Or let's say if you modify your ad as well, but when they come to your website, they will still not find what they're looking for. So eventually, when their expectations are not met, they're not going to basically do what you expect them to do on your website. So let's say,
I understand, but it can be related. That's good enough.
That's good enough. Okay. After we have selected the keywords very specific to the kind of audience we're trying to target, we need to write a very, very attractive, impressive ad. Okay, so top 5 tips. Create very simple ads and very enticing ads. So enticing would mean, do not use any gimmicks, because mostly we do not allow certain gimmicks. There are policies around it. Enticing would mean where you would actually, attract the audience by maybe using some offers, some discounts, or if you have any product USPs, mention them in the in your ad text. Include prices and promotions. Prices is really important here. Why? Because eventually, let's say I'm looking for budget hotels and my budget is say 5,000 per night, and you have a hotel where a normal room is for 10,000 per night. So if you do not specify that rate in your ad text, I might come to your website and eventually find out that it's too expensive for me and not book a hotel. So eventually, even though you brought me to your website, you could not really make me fulfill the action that you wanted me to take. So in that case, it's really important to set that expectation right with your audience to make sure that when they actually reach your website, they should take that goal, they should convert on your website. Use a very strong call to action. That would mean something like, it also actually tells you what your website offers. I mean, it also tells the user what your website offers. So let's say if you have a form to fill, so mention it in the ad text that fill the form now. If you have something to sell, so mention in the ad text buy now. So this influences the user to actually take that action. Also, it also tells them what exactly you have to offer on the website. Now, include one of your keywords in the ad text. This is really important. One good reason is that actually it helps you bold that particular section of the ad. So your ad actually could look different from other ads if you use the exact same keyword in your ad text, because it will be bolded. That keyword will be bolded in the ad text. Also, it has an implicit benefit, which is when a user searches for a particular keyword and actually looks at your ad, which has exactly the same keyword, they tend to think that your ad or your website is more relevant to what they need. So it's actually solving two, it's actually helping you in two ways. Again, relevance is the key. Whenever you're writing ad text, it's really important that it's very, very relevant to your keyword as well as to the landing page, because eventually your goal will only be met when the whole cycle completes. Only your ad appearing on the search page will not actually be very beneficial unless people click it. Only a click and coming to the website will not be very beneficial if they don't make the purchase or fill the form or whatever you want them to do on your site. Anybody has any questions? Okay.
Yeah, does the number of bolded keywords in your ad copy actually have any correlation with the ad position?
So it doesn't have the direct correlation, so it's not that if it is bolded, it will get a higher position, but eventually it will affect your click-through rate. Click-through rate is the number of times people click on it. So that will improve your quality score, that will improve your position. It's like a longer game, but that helps.
Quality score is directly correlated to
your
CTR.
Yeah. No, so CTR is related to quality score, and quality score is actually helping your position.
And does having, let's say, a couple of bolds in your ad, would it improve the quality score?
Exactly. So, did you say bold?
Yes, the bold, let's say the same keyword is sitting on my advertisement.
So it's not, as I said, it's not like a scientific or mathematical way of improving quality score, but it definitely has a huge impact, because if you have bolded keywords in your ad text, people are more likely to click it. Once they click your ad more often than any other ad, so in that case your CTR increases, which is the click-through rate, and click-through rate plays a very important role in quality score. So yes, the answer is yes, but it's not like mathematically how many times your keyword is bolded, this much quality score will be improved, but yes, it has a major impact on your keyword score, quality score.
It's a relevant landing page, as in does having the same keyword on the landing page also have an impact on the quality score or where you're adding that?
No, so the keyword doesn't have to necessarily be on the landing page, but your keyword has to be related and very relevant to the landing page.
And let's say on my keyword I have, let's say, a pop-up coming up. Would the pop-up count as a page, or would the actual page count as a page?
The page will count as a page, and pop-up will most probably make your ad disapprove also, because we do not allow pop-ups on the landing pages. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry.
What are the factors that affect the quality?
I'm sorry?
What are the factors that affect the quality?
So one of the most important factors is click-through rate. So quality score is actually very dynamic. So click-through rate plays a very important part. Your relationship with your ad and ad text your keyword to ad text relationship, your keyword to the landing page relationship, your landing page quality. So there are a lot of factors that define quality score. But the main important thing that you need to remember is to improve the quality score, you have to make sure that you are actually working towards improving user experience with your ad. So if you try to keep everything very tightly themed, your keyword should be directly talking to your ad text should be directly talking to your landing page, and your landing page should be clean, no pop-ups and everything. So eventually that's what's going to play and improve your quality score.
Keyword density on a page affects the quality?
No. Yes. I'm sorry? No, it's only available for the keywords. Other keywords? No.
There is no account level history you are telling?
No, so basically quality score is for one particular keyword, so it will not directly impact any other keyword.
So suppose I see in my account there are a lot of keywords which have a very poor quality score. If I group them together and keep it separately, it will not affect the rest.
No. In fact, that's one of the good practices that you should do. You should keep the high performing keywords separate and try and experiment more with the low quality score keywords so that they can also improve.
Also, is there a hierarchy? So like you mentioned that there are a ton of features which affect the quality score. Can you give me a trade-off between a CTR and maybe a relevance?
Actually, no, that will be very difficult. So it's very dynamic. So it keeps changing with every auction. So there isn't really a science or a maths behind it. So yeah.
So there should be a hierarchy there.
So I don't think so. We know exactly how it works in the system. So the algorithm decides, and it's pretty fair, and it's very the system automatically decides, so we don't really know exactly what plays a more important part.
So for each search query, my request for each keyword will change. Is that what I meant?
It can change, yes. Every time your keyword goes into an auction, an impression happens, a click happens or doesn't happen, your quality score is reassessed. Okay? I was going to show you some examples of good ad. Maybe you guys can decide which one is a better ad, first or second. Why? Okay, there is a price. Who says second? Okay, why?
Because adding as a keyword football, which has more which would get a more impression.
So even the first one has football.
The second one has a buyer football.
It's a call to action. Call to action and the target link is.
Okay, yeah. So the second one has a call to action. However, the first one has a lot more important things. One, it's more specific. It has the cost. It's using the total space given. So that's also an important point. 35 characters sometimes can be very low, very less, or sometimes can be a lot more. But try and use all the possible characters that you get to describe your product more, because that will help you build that connection and set all the expectations right with the users. So I would say first one. However, yes, including a call to action would have made it even better. Okay. Which one? Second. I think it's very obvious. Again, second, what brands you get, it's using a promotion, 50% clearance. All right. Ad extensions. How many people are aware of ad extensions? Okay, that's good. That's a good number. So which is the ad extension that you've used? Site links. Okay, that's the most common, and I think that's a really effective ad extension. So ad extension is when we give you some features to, besides that headline, description line, and display URL, you can actually include certain other elements. So one good example is site links, where you can actually have other up to 6 other links on your website displayed right besides your ad. So, if your ad actually, so there's this one condition, your ad has to appear on the top slots. Everybody knows the top slots and the right hand side slots. Okay, so your ad has to be on the top slots, so you can actually add up to 6 other links besides your landing page and drive more traffic towards your entire website. And how does it help? One, it helps your click-through rate. Even if people are not clicking on your landing page, if they click anywhere else, you can actually, it still counts as a click, so that improves your click-through rate. Also, it gives you more space to talk to your customers. It gives you more opportunity to tell them exactly what all you have to offer on the site. Okay, ad extension makes your ad more useful and relevant to users searching for information on Google. So for example, when you're trying to describe a product, including a picture would make the message more relevant and valuable. So we are talking about product extension here. So you can actually, describe all your products and with the prices, with the picture as well. And when a user is searching for that particular product, the picture will appear right under your ad. So that helps them understand what exactly you're offering to them. Another good example of site ad extensions would be location extension, where you can actually use your places address to actually give your address along with your ad. Now location extension helps in another way, especially to let's say you have a store or a physical store or something. How does it help? So people, when they are searching and they are around your area, it will pick up that address which is in their proximity. So that's, I think, a really great benefit of location extension. So you can actually guide them towards your site or store. You have a question?
Yeah, product extensions, I think it requires a Google merchant.
Yes.
So how do you upload products to Google? It requires some key. I don't have to do it.
No, so are you selling products on your site? So you should be able to link them to Merchant Center. Oh, okay. So maybe that's something we need to figure out offline. We'll take this. Okay, any other questions? Okay.
One question on cycling extension. You have an option of providing 10 cycling.
Yeah, 10 actually.
So, do you guys show the cycling extension in the order that you provided the links?
Yes. So when you're actually setting up site links, you actually number them 1 to 10, and the links appear as 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on.
So, you say if I give like 8 site links, you will be only showing my first 4 site links. If only 4 site links are eligible to show, you will be showing only the first 4 links will be shown on the order in which I linked them.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, that's correct.
So suppose the 6, what is the point of that is a separate. Suppose I have a 6 site link which has a CTR of say 25%, and my other site links have maybe 1, 2, 3 have a CTR of 12%. 6 is a clear winner here, and the hierarchy goes for a trust.
Okay, I think I need to get back to you on this, because I just want to make sure how this is decided if there isn't enough space to show all the site links. So maybe we can take this later. Okay. So this is an example of site link where beyond the ad, again it's a top slot ad. You have other links. Okay.
If somebody clicks on the location, is the click still counted?
Yes.
So the landing page is then the map. So
Yeah.
you're assuming that somebody will convert from the map.
Somebody would come to your store or whatever from the map. Yes. Okay. Get your landing page right. So let's look at an example. The keyword is golf umbrella, and the ad is golf umbrella, 5-year warranty, great price, ultimate umbrella, buy it now. And this is the landing page. If I'm not so savvy, or maybe I am savvy, but I don't have a lot of time, do you think I'm going to get to the umbrella and buy it? No. It involves a lot of steps for the users. I'll have to again look for umbrella, search for it maybe, or use one of these say accessories, or maybe I don't find it, I first go to Google Mini and then don't find it, etc., etc. So there's a like high possibility that I may just drop off the conversion path and not actually buy the umbrella. Versus if we can actually use a very specific landing page where they can immediately just add it to the cart and check out. Now sometimes your site may not have very specific pages dedicated to each product, but in that case at least use the category maybe or the brand or however your site is designed to make sure that you actually get the users to the best possible option in the navigation tree. Now as a website owner, it is actually a good practice to keep all products or give all products a dedicated area so that you can actually describe your product as well, and this will help your advertising. Now Insights for Search is a great tool where you can see the trends on so let's say you have chosen certain keywords, so it actually gives you how many searches are getting performed in what area using Insights for Search. So this is a very classic example where when University of Punjab was trying to set up the account, so they were just targeting Punjab thinking that students in Punjab would be looking for University of Punjab. However, when they ran a search on Insight for Search, they realized that people in Bihar and Haryana and other states were equally interested. So that's when they actually grew their targeting. They actually started targeting other states to make sure that they are able to capture those students and they are able to reach out to those students who want to apply in University of Punjab. So I think it's a really good tool. If you're going to start your AdWords campaign, you should definitely look this up and see how you should actually geographically target your campaign. And if you already have a campaign, then again it's still a good tool to see where all you can expand. Okay, now I think it's time to go into the live account for the opportunities tab. I will show you what the opportunities tab look like, and immediately after that we'll step into the reporting and how we can use it to optimize our accounts. Okay. All right. This is a live account, and this is the opportunities tab. So opportunities can be of three kinds: keywords, bids, and budgets. So keywords would be if the systems identify some keywords that actually are relevant to your account but you do not have them into the account currently, it will try and suggest you those keywords. Bids, if the system understands or realizes that you're bidding not to the level you should be bidding, or let's say you're bidding not to the top level, top slot bidding, or the first page bidding, it will try to highlight those suggestions. And budget, if your campaign is overutilized, it's getting limited by budget every day. So let's say you set it as 1,000 rupees per day, and it gets spent within half a day, and then the rest of the day you don't have any presence. The system will try to tell you what should be your ideal budget. Now in this case, you see only keyword opportunities. If there were bids and budget opportunities, they would have shown right next to them as two different tabs. So basically you get maximum of 3 tabs, and in this, and you also get site link suggestions and other ad extension suggestions. So based on how many opportunities system has identified for you, you will see different tabs here. Okay, so in this case, system is suggesting keyword opportunities. So basically 91 new keywords is suggesting for a particular ad group, and 2 new keywords for a different ad group. So you can actually export all these ideas into a CSV and scan through, because 91 I think is a long list, so you can actually look at it in an Excel and see how many of them you want to add, or maybe there are some keywords which you're already advertising on in some other ad group, so you can just do all that filtering and use these keywords as suggested by the system. If there were bid suggestions, then you can actually export them as well. Now opportunities actually come in 3 ways. One is to increase the traffic, which means that system is purely focusing on how to get you the maximum traffic, and it doesn't matter how much it costs me. The second kind of opportunity is balance cost and traffic. So basically try and increase more traffic, however keep the cost little balanced. And the